Hello to everyone. So let's check the sound. How can you hear me? Could you write plus if you can hear me well? Okay, perfect. Perfect. Hello to everyone. Hello, Tanya. Hello, Nelly. Okay, so people are writing. Okay, perfect. So no problems with the sound. With the video, everything is fine, right? Okay, while we're waiting for other people to come, I would like to ask where are you right now, in which cities, in which countries, because we have pretty international webinar today. So just write down your country, your city, where you are. And what is the time right now? We are here in Switzerland and it's 6 p.m. So it's just the end of the working day. And what time is it at your place? Okay, Tel Aviv 7. 10 p.m. Okay, 10 p.m. Where is that? Anastasia is writing 10 p.m. I guess it should be somewhere in Russia. Surgut. Okay, okay, nice. So, any other locations? Siberia. Okay. I see somebody is writing. So, we have today two moderators, Natalia and Nelly. If you have any questions about technical things, like some problems with the sound, or you don't see the video, or you don't see the presentation, just write in the chat. They will answer you. Everything that about technical part, they will help you. With the language, I saw there were some comments. Avanche Switzerland, perfect. I saw some comments about the language. Also, you can change the language, yes, at the top right, if you need it. And if you have some other questions, just write in the chat. Okay, okay. So let's start. We'll probably not go very fast in the beginning because some people will be still joining. Okay, today we're going to speak about marketing for startups and for entrepreneurs. So I would like to ask you, if you already have some project or if you have your own business, could you please write down what is your project about? What are you doing? What is it, a service? Is it a product? What are you providing? While people are writing. So we will speak today about, in general, about marketing, but I will try to focus on startups because this is where we have the most expertise. This is the group that we are working with InnMind. It's SaaS startup for e-commerce, perfect. Website that does nutrition optimization for consumers. Okay, great. Okay, for nutrition, we will have some discussion about food industry today. Okay, any other startups? All right, so as soon as you, I will give you some time to write down. As soon as you are ready, you can just post. First, what we are going to speak about today. Today you will learn how to start with your marketing. If you never did marketing for your project or for yourself or for some as a freelancer, you will learn today the basics: what to start with, how to define target audience, how to do positioning, and how to create a key message and how to deliver this key message. We will discuss mostly the online tools. So we will discuss how to promote your business online, how to increase the number of people who come to your blog or who come to your website, how to grow conversion. Side question. We will have records, the record of the webinar. Okay, this is the answer to Alex. And further, we will discuss also some aspects about search engine optimization, because this is something that is quite important. Yes, how on which position your website is. It is better for sure to be on the first positions. We will speak today how to improve, how to be higher in the rating in Google, in Yandex, if we speak about Russian or Russian business, and in other search engines. And in the end of this webinar, I will make sure that you know how to start, you know how to proceed with your marketing. You are not just completely lost, but you have an idea how to do marketing also without extra spendings. Let me introduce myself, why I'm here speaking about marketing. So first of all, I studied strategic marketing and I worked in different projects, but it was mostly offline marketing. And then further, some time ago, I joined a startup. And in this startup, we had no budget for marketing. We had no specialist in online marketing. It was just a team of co-founders. And we set a challenge for ourselves that we do not want to use any paid services. We do not want to use paid advertising. We want to do everything organically. So organically means that we spend zero on online marketing. This was how we started. Yes, this was our first idea, and we have not changed this idea until now. And what we reached with our method. InnMind, which is the startup that I joined, InnMind now has more than 2,000 users in more than 35 countries in the world. And all this is done during less than 1 year. Zero spent on marketing. So this is, for us, this is an achievement. And we believe that every startup who comes to us, who addresses to us with a similar problem, can do that. Today I will show you how. Just a brief introduction. I see that here you already received a link to InnMind. So if you have your project on any stage, on idea stage, or maybe you already have your prototype, you can register your startup in InnMind and write your requirement. For example, you are looking for investor. Just note down how much of the investment you are looking for. If you are looking for the expertise in some particular aspect, just note it down, and we will come back to you. So today we will speak mostly about marketing, and we also some time ago, after we started receiving lots of requests from our clients who were really lost in their marketing efforts. They were either they were spending a lot and had no really result, or they didn't know what to do at all, what to start with. So they were asking us how you are doing this. We were answering one by one, but then after a while we understood that startups sometimes they need more help from our side, and we launched our marketing services where we help startups to create their presence, to start being present online, to create their pages in social media, to start promoting their business, to start getting more clients, and start increasing conversion rates on their websites. Today, basically, I will share with you those unique tips that we are doing ourselves, that we are helping our clients with. Let's take a look at the typical startup. just had a couple of you who wrote, yeah, I see that Patrice also wrote iOS application for small business owners. So, typical startup. What are the two crucial components of a startup? It's, of course, product or service and a team. So, imagine the startup who has both of these components. They have created a great product and they have already developed and gathered together people who made a great team. So what next? Where should we take clients? How can we reach people? This is the major question that startup can ask now. And here comes such tool as marketing. So marketing is something that will help you to get in touch with your client. This is the basic step from product till sales. So on the very early stage, probably you already know your product and you already know the advantages of your product. But how to proceed next? How to continue? So can you put, as I heard, only 3 people who wrote about their businesses. I would like to ask also, how many of you have already done any marketing? Online marketing, offline marketing. Can you please put plus if you already have experience in marketing? Any type of marketing. Okay, Carlos Frank minus, Vladimir plus. Vladimir, you were doing mostly, okay, plus. So those who wrote pluses, was it online or offline marketing? We work on multi-sided platform for the event business. Okay. Okay. Good. So I see that there are people who already know AdWords mainly. Okay. So, good. Both online. Perfect. Plus minus. Okay. Data online. Okay, good. So perfect. I see that people here already dealing with online marketing and basically dealing with AdWords, as I can see. Made small, but they were not effective. Yes, that's what we hear a lot, Patrice, that lots of, okay, but you are writing small efforts. Yeah, small efforts and not so effective. Okay, so today we're going to learn how to make efforts but effectively. What to start with? You have your product. Now you need to think about your target audience. Easy, right? So now just think, who will be interested to buy your product? Okay, maybe you already imagine the person, right? Everyone will want to buy your product. But you need to go a bit deeper. You need to think more in details about the profile, the portrait of your target client. Who is he or she? Where does he live? What does he do in his life? Etc. etc. So just try to I hope you have some paper to note down right now. Try to note down who is your target audience. So let's take a look at the aspects that we need to consider. Those are country, yes, regional coverage of your product or service. If you are providing, for example, some, if you're a cafe, even yes, if you're a cafe, you need for sure write down the place where your person should either live or work or go out. So person should be connected with it. If it's online, it's a bit different, but still you might target some particular market. You might target, for example, USA market due to this or that reasons. Recently we worked with an application. It was an application about meditation, and the founder said that originally he wants to target English-speaking market. So he was targeting America, UK, and Australia mostly. And then he wanted to already to expand after getting some clients in these markets. He wanted to extend to the new markets like Europe and other countries. Gender, okay, age. So it is completely different how to deal with young people, of course, we understand, and older people. This will for sure form and give some boundaries, or not boundaries, but still give the format of your further communication with your client. Family status, occupation, interest, income, and some specific questions. So let's take a look at the example. Here is the person who would be interested in some smart watches, for example, in some smart hardware. So this is a male. Yes, we can see that his interests are quite various. He likes shopping. He likes some fashion. So his income is not that high, 45K to 75K, right? So we can understand like this that this is the person who we are targeting, right? So first, once again, you think about your product. We already know about our product, so we think who will be able to buy, who will be interested to buy it. Now I would like to offer you the opportunity to do this exercise together. So I saw already some of you who wrote about your product. Now could you write down the general things about your target audience in our chat, and I will be able to give you some comment. So just write down the gender, the age, some general things. Try to think about details, but don't exaggerate. We cannot create, some certain things that we cannot estimate. By the way, also how you can find out these details. Now will be the question, right? How do we know the interest? We can also create some surveys. We can create some surveys, and if you already have clients, you can ask them, okay, what are, like, for example, where do you work? What is your profession? Like, where do you do shopping? Or which languages you speak, etc., etc. Small business owners who need a tool for easy payments. Okay. Patrice, do you have some regional difference? Because sometimes payments, they have some difference according to the country. So will there be any difference, or you're targeting the worldwide audience? It doesn't matter for you the country. And I would also go, okay, lives in Germany, male, nutrition aware, wants to save money. Okay, Carlos, so am I right to, nutrition aware, so am I right to say that your product will be not high on the, in terms of the expenses? It's not very expensive, right? If the person wants to save money. We start from Switzerland and France. Okay, yes, Patrice, it's probably free. Okay, but what does it mean free? So maybe you have some other model of monetization. Independent assessment of qualifications. Okay, and Anastasia, who will be your target audience? So probably people who are looking for a job, or okay, so try to accountants. Okay, so you're dealing specifically with accountants. consulting firm to implement European Union projects. Okay, Luisa, is it correct? This is, what is the size of the consulting project? Sorry, consulting firm. So what is the size? Probably there will be some limitations. What kind of European Union projects? Or are there any limitations with the finance? Or are there any limitations with the size or with the age of this company? Financial and other qualifications. Okay, so Anastasia, as I understand your service, it is more it is more narrow. Okay, financial. And Anastasia, question to you. So just going into detail, what is the experience, like the years of the experience of these people? What would be again also the region of these people? Like where are they from? Is it in Russia? Are they Russian speaking or some other countries as well? Okay, so this exercise you can easily do by yourself, right? If you have more questions about this, you can write and we will answer them. Okay, now that we know, German and West European, 30 to 55 years old, male CEO, CTO of big plants and e-commerce platform, and relation size of the company 50 plus. Okay, very good, very good. Okay, so this is quite already specific. Yes, they are very nice. So based on these descriptions, why we need them? We need them because further we will understand how to communicate with these people. What is their background? What are their interests? What they are looking for? Vladimir lives in North America, Europe, Asia. So, okay, many regions, age 27 to 65, intellectual property, startups, business, job. Okay, languages, English and Spanish. Okay, wants to register his trademark. So, is it director, founder? Okay, so it's basically somebody who has the decision-making power in a company, right? Because he will be registering the trademark. I don't see, maybe it is, it's quite specific, yes, right. What about researchers? Like people who are doing research, they can also be in this group, right? Because they also want to register, yeah, it will be more IP. I don't know if you're working, yes, okay. All right. Okay, now taking with you all your descriptions, we're moving to the next step. So step number 2, positioning. Positioning is something how your client sees your product. So which place your product or service takes in the mind of the customer. For example, also, you can say like, what associations do you want your client to have with your product? It can be formed, it can be expressed in the form of adjectives. I think this is quite easy, like to start with. So how do you want your client to see your product? What, for example, he might see that high quality. Yes, so he sees this name and he says, this is association. I see this as a high quality. Expensive, right? Expensive, luxurious, high quality. Or maybe you want, if we had this case about IP, right? You want him to see your product as expertise, right? Expert, experience, qualification. We had other ideas like with nutrition. So it's healthy, green, probably ecological. Okay, so where you imagine, where you want your brand to stand in the mind of the customer. Knowing already a little bit about your client from the previous step, we can imagine what he wants, right? Okay. So now we are moving. If you write down this positioning, can you please write down 1 or 2 adjectives which will position your product in the mind of the client? 1 or 2 adjectives. How you want your client to perceive your product. So high quality and luxurious, healthy, economical, perfect. Yes, Carlos, if you said it's for free, it's for sure economical. Then we had some also applications here. So what about the application? Maybe it's mobile, or maybe it's easy to use, quick time economizing. Okay, perfect. So these things would be also your advantages, right? Your advantages, and try to make them your competitive advantages. So if you compare with your competitors, these should be your strong points. This should be something that you can highlight, that you can show to everyone. Look, we have this different. Okay, now that we know who we are going to speak to, and we know like what kind of image we want to create, it is time to think about key message. I'm not going here deeply about key message. It is actually something that might require some time for you to think. So, for example, how we position our InnMind. For us, and what we are transferring, delivering to our client, it is a platform that helps startups to find investment and to find experts in the required field. So if a startup needs some management support or marketing support, he can come to us and get this support. So what is your key message? How you want your client to associate yourself? Sometimes key messages can be formed also with a short line. For example, some people are saying, okay, I'm, I don't know, YouTube for pet lovers. Yeah, for people who have pets, who love pets. I created special like YouTube, and we make everything possible, like to download, to upload the videos, and do something additional. I don't know, maybe see how your animal is growing, how your pet is growing within the time, or something like this. If you're once again the application, I gave already this example of meditation application, and this application, it was targeting business people who don't have much time. So their key message was that you can do meditation without too extensive time spent on that. Yeah, you can do it in the office, you can do it just for 5 minutes a day. It's quite something that is not so requiring in terms of time or space. Okay, so this is something that you need to think of. If you already have your key message, you can write to us here. If not, you can take your time and think about it, but please do think about that, because without key message, you cannot continue. You cannot do the next steps that we are going to discuss today, where you cannot start promoting offline, online, anywhere if you don't know how to deliver, what message to deliver, how to speak about your project. So, okay. Here, what I also want to discuss: eat more healthy, spend less money. Okay, perfect. Yes, that sounds good. Carlos, what is your product? Could you repeat once again? Is it some particular food, or is it just some application about food or something? Okay, so speaking now, cheap and effective and easy to handle payment system. Perfect. Medical. Okay, Claudia, medical. But what is the message? What is your project doing? What is the message that you are delivering to your client? Okay, while you're writing, I would like to discuss with you how you can help for disability. So how you can also deliver, in which form you can deliver your message. We are speaking today about online, okay? So because this is the cheapest way, I would say, for a startup to start with, the easiest way, and it is online. So many people are online nowadays. It's easy to target them. So we create content, right? With taking our key message that we have already delivered, that we have already created, we are thinking now about content. We are putting our message into our content. So first of all, the idea is that it should transfer your key message to your target audience. The things that you should remember about when you create content is that it should be valuable, it should be interesting, and it should be new. So that people would come back to you. People would appreciate what you're doing. People would appreciate and would like to read what you're writing. It will give some skills, or it will deliver something new to them. It will be interesting and engaging for them. This is most important thing. Content should be valuable, interesting, and new. Do not forget about that. So now you already know your client, and you can already assume what would be interesting for your client. Also, what would add value? For example, as we discussed with Carlos, sorry, not Carlos, who was with the service for attorneys. Okay, it was Vladimir. Okay, so for Vladimir, what would be valuable for your clients? It will be some information about regulations in some particular market, right? Like how to register, steps, how to do this and this and this, what documents you will need, what might be the expenses, what are the details that you should know, etc., etc. So this kind of thing will be valuable for this person. The person will learn because this person will need to do that. Interesting, for example, so Carlos was speaking about, yes, healthy food. So for these people, everything that is connected to healthy lifestyle might be interesting. You might speak first of all on the first place. It will be, of course, eating, because you're in nutrition. But then you can also speak about other aspects. Yes, you can cover like sport and in general healthy lifestyle, because it is something that your target audience is interested in. It will bring them value. Some tips on how to start your day in a healthy way, how to eat during the day, right? How to create your own diet. Okay, I take your profile, age, gender, etc., and further restrictions like vegan. Okay, so this is the description of the application. All right. Now more in details. We have so many questions about the content, because sometimes startups are saying, okay, I'm doing this product. I wrote about my product, but what else can I write? I don't know. There are tons of things that you can write about. There are tons of things that you can share. You even cannot imagine sometimes. So, for example, very basic things. I will just give you some ideas. You can discover more. You can. I will also share with you some website for more ideas. So, what to start with? How to? Yeah, very basic things. How to do this, and that. You can start even with describing some steps that client needs to take before before he even knows that he needs your service. For example, this case with a trademark. So a person has created something, a person has created some product, and or a company has created some product, and they don't know how to proceed. So you're making them this guideline, you're creating these tips for them, how to do this and that. They can follow, and then further, if they have more questions, they come to you. Yes, because they see that you are an expert. Interviews. This is a very good instrument, and we are using it, honestly, I'm saying honestly, we're using it nowadays because it provides you several things. If you're doing interview with an expert, first of all, in some particular industry that you are interested in, this expert give you insight. So you are getting the knowledge, you are getting the skill. Second, when you are also sharing this, you are creating some interesting content, because people most probably they will be also interested in what this expert is sharing. And third, when you create the content, when you wrote an article, published it, it can give you additional people, additional traffic, either to your blog or to your post if you're just posting in the in social media. So interviews is a great resource of traffic and resource of new people coming to your website. Case studies. Case studies, yes, successful or maybe not successful. If they are not successful, we call them already lessons learned. Yes, I did this wrong, so I learned this, and this. This is a very useful thing. Of course, we want to share and to show that everything is perfect, that I am successful, my project is growing, but it's not always like this, and you cannot imagine how valuable sometimes it is to share some bad experience. And sometimes it is even getting more traffic rather than positive things. Further things that you can discuss, that you can write about: trends in your sphere, trends in food, what kind of food people are eating, what kind of legal services people are looking for, what kind of innovations, what kind of technologies are popular, etc., etc. List of 70 best something. For example, recently we made a post about best places to promote your startup, and it was really successful. People were reposting it, people were asking us more questions, they were sending us emails saying that thank you for such a useful content. So this is quite useful, quite helpful as well. Guest posts, so invite your other people to post on your blog. It will also bring you some additional traffic of these people. Reviews. This can be a review of new product. This can be a review of new law in the market, and to other things. Announcements. So if there is any new event coming up, if there is any new update of your product, for example, if you released a new versions, this is news. This is a good thing to write about. Personal story. Okay, this I already mentioned it in the case studies. Yes, it can be also some personal story, how you used some new tool. Yes, and recently, a startup on InnMind published a very interesting article about their experience collaborations with some service providers. It is very, very lively because these guys, they are writing just how it is. Yeah, he was just writing what he experienced. He was writing that, okay, I wrote to this guy, this was his response. He was giving print screens, pretty easy, you know, he was just giving print screens. It was very interesting and very practical to read it. And like this, other startups can avoid his mistakes because his experience was quite negative. Infographics. Nowadays with the tools, it's very easy to do infographics, to create some visuals, and I will even give you some tools a bit later. Yeah, useful tools. This is also something that can be quite valuable. You can share the tools that you are already using. Analytical reports about your industry, some quotes, why not? Okay, and these are the sources where you can get some more ideas. So Feedly, it's a RSS feed where you can find out news almost about any topic that you are interested in. Just type in your areas of interest and you will find something new for yourself, and you can also take the ideas. You know, recently I read in one blog how they are also recommending how they are doing their experience of creating content. They are taking the content of their competitors, the topics, they look what was the most popular. So they're looking, for example, that people liked to read articles about how to I don't know, how to cook a healthy dish within 10 minutes. So they took this topic, they took this article, and they created another article, how to cook 10 easy dishes during 10 minutes. So they took something that is already existent and that is really required, and they just expanded the content. They made it even better. They provided more solutions to their clients. So growthhackers.com, here mostly it's about marketing. You can find lots of interesting ideas, lots of interesting tools as well, and methods, growth hacking, marketing, online marketing, very, very useful. And just I gave you also additionally buffers, so can be quite interesting to read about different topics as well. Okay, this is just a print screen with an example of our content. So here you can see, by the way, this best places to promote startup. Yes, so this is our this is one of the articles that we created. You can also see that here. Well, the print screen is quite small, but here in the example, I provided some analytics that we are writing, infographics that we are creating on a weekly basis, and sometimes we also have our users who write something. So this is also one of the advantages, because we give the platform for startups to share their news, to share their articles and publications. For example, those who don't have blog yet, they can come to InnMind, they can register their profile and start writing their blog on our in our blog. Yeah, they can start creating their own content, and this content is further shared within our network. So if the article is really good, it is included in our posts on our social media, it is included in our newsletters and in other channels. Okay, good. So before we continue, now I will speak a bit more about channels. Yes, we now know what to write about, who to write to, and now we will speak how to reach these people, how to distribute your content. I would like to ask you, how many of you already have websites? So please give 1+. And how many of you have blog? So please write down a plus if you have a website or a blog. Okay, perfect. Plus plus. Okay, both website and blog. Plus minus. So I guess it's website but not blog, right, Carlos? Okay, Steve Nicholas plus minus. Okay. Website, no blog. Okay. So it's good that you already have a website, because this is something that we will try to gain traffic to. Yes, we will try to get more people visiting your website. Claudia. So I see that, Manfred, both. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay, both, I will give solutions for both who have blog, who don't have blog, who have website, who don't have website. You can use this method, most of them, for both cases. Or if not, you can easily create blog. Yes, we all know that there are such tools like WordPress. It's pretty not that difficult to create one for yourself if you have a need. Okay, so where to write? Yes, I just mentioned this. Your blog. If you don't have your own blog, you can write to external blogs. For example, we at InnMind, we provide this opportunity to create your own content. There are other websites. I guess all of you heard about Medium. Yes, there are a number of these type of websites where you can also share your content. Media. So media, here I meant some editors who you need to ask to publish something. For example, we all know the website Entrepreneur. In Russia, there is the website Rusbase, where other people can also come and ask to publish something, to post some articles, some useful publications. Another useful channel is email, creating newsletters for your subscribers, if you have them. If not, we'll as well discuss how to do that. Social media. If you don't have your blog, by the way, you can just simply start writing on your profile on Facebook, on LinkedIn, in Vkontakte if it's Russian market. But yeah, Vkontakte has even other languages as well, so has no limitation. So you can start your blog in social media. And when we speak about distribution of your content, don't forget about some other sources like Quora, Reddit, Triber. Okay, some ideas about each of the channels, what you should remember. Blog. Some of you already wrote that you have blog, right? Not so many, but Manfred, who else had blog? Vladimir, okay. Anastasia, I guess it was plus, I don't know about blog or website. Okay, what to do in your blog? What are the things that you should think about? So first of all, when you create an article and when you post an article, you need to make a catchy headline. Here I gave an example of, in my opinion, amazing blogger, Groove. He is writing, by the way, as I mentioned, personal experience. He is writing posts about his personal experience, how difficult it was to start developing his business, and how which target he received, which target he has set, for example, or what result he got, etc., etc. So he is basically on a regular basis, every week, he is sharing some post about his own experience. But he does it in such a nice way that you cannot stop reading him. So he does great headlines, catchy headlines that you want to read. He writes also quite interesting thing that you can see in many blogs. Font should be quite big. So we're not writing in 12 or in 10. We are writing like starting, many bloggers, they write either 14 or even it's even small, like 18, 20, so it should be big one. It should be easy to read. It should be, of course, we all understand this, like divided into different paragraphs. It should have some paragraphs which might be highlighted in a box or something like this. So make the content interesting. This was the previous step, but now you should make it easy to read, easy to comprehend, easy to digest. So that person who doesn't have much time, he just scrolls down, he looks through your article, and he can get the idea, the main idea of your article. Headline, also the short introduction. It should be short and give an idea of what he will learn, what he will get after reading that, and good content in a nice format. Yes. So Nelly can give a link for those who are interested. I think you will enjoy reading this blog. It's very good experience, and I guess it will help you as well. So other things that you should remember in your blog, there should be call to action, right? After reading your article, what do you want your customer to do? You want to go to the page where you're describing more your service, or you want you want him to discover further your website, or you want him to use your application. So add call to action. Every article, every publication that you're writing should have some goal. Keep this in mind. When Alex Groove, he is writing about his experience, of course he has the goal. Of course he wants people to stay on his website. Of course he wants people to further want to learn about him. Yes, and learn about his product, because he's successful according to his blog. So this is his goal. Okay, what are other things? Don't forget about visuals. Picture in your article will play a very important role. Picture. Give an opportunity for readers to write comments. For this, I can recommend you a service which is called Discuss. Discuss, we also have it on InnMind. Actually, before we had some other system, our internal system, but now that we switched to Discuss, we really like it because it's easy. It's almost everyone is registered on Discuss because it is used by many blogs and websites. Comments, right? Next thing. Give the opportunity for your readers to share your content. So just add the buttons to share on Facebook, to share on Twitter, just the major social media where your readers can post your article easily. It will give additional coverage to your content as well. Okay, this is some basic things about blog, about how to make it readable, how to make it easy to comprehend, easy to read, easy to memorize, to remember information. Okay, now external blogs. So as I mentioned, there are pretty many of them. Here I give an example of Medium. So again, the same things. Pictures are not that big here, but you can see that visual. Yes, we can see the picture. We can see here the name, Secrets of 11 Most Famous and Wildly Rich Entrepreneurs, something that entrepreneurs would like to read. Yeah, something that is catchy because it's secret, so something that you want to know. And the second here, the second print screen that I posted, here it shows the end of the article. So we see here, it's very small, but you can see that people can like the post, people can comment, people can share in different social media. People can see and read more about the author. People can press on the author and see some other articles and read about him a bit more. So this is something that Medium is using to engage readers, to make them stay a bit longer on the website. Okay. Many external blogs, you can just come and post on them. Yes, like Medium, like InnMind, like other blogs. But sometimes some bloggers using it as a paid service. So if you want additional coverage for your startup, for your product, you can address to external bloggers. And here it's up to you. It's really up to you. It's depending on each case. Because once again, as I mentioned before, our personal strategy of InnMind that we do not spend money on that. So if blogger doesn't want to write about us himself, and some of them do want, some of them do write about us. So if he doesn't want, we are not paying for that. This is our strategy. But if you want to grow a bit faster, if you want to get additional coverage, you can of course find the list. There are lists of these bloggers in your sphere, in your particular industry. And the ranges can be very different. I mean, the price, how much you will ask. Very popular bloggers, of course, will ask a lot of money from you. But you will get the result. Yes, you will get more traffic. Maybe a middle popular blogger will ask not so much, but the result will be not that significant. So it depends on your strategy. It depends on your priorities. We always leave this kind of options to the founders, to the entrepreneurs themselves, because this is something up to you. We just can recommend to do or not to do, or to address to this blogger or not to address in each particular case. Okay, but my personal, just coming back to the bloggers and in general, what I would recommend if you're a startup on the very early stage, and if you have time before launch of your product, you're just developing the product, I would recommend to use all the available instruments. There are pretty many of them where you don't have to pay for. Yes, you can use AdWords. Yes, we just had some people who were using AdWords. This might give you some result, but not always. So yes, here Nelly is giving some more useful links. You can go and take a look at these 50 most successful influencers if you're interested. By the way, yes, these influencers in social media is just pretty useful just to read them even. Not maybe submit your project or submit your product to get some additional coverage, to get mentioned in the article, but just to follow them. Okay, so moving forward. Now our favorite, social media, the power of startups, where you can really work on, discover many things. So this is pretty basic, the first social media. I guess each of you know all this or most of this social media, but I want to ask you now, how many of you have your business profiles in 2 and more social medias from this list? Or in general, how many of you, please put 1 or 2, depending on the number of social media where you promote your business. If you don't promote, put 0. So how many social media profiles does your startup have? In how many social media? Steve Nicholas, 2. Okay, perfect. 3, Vladimir. Okay. Okay, Carlos, 0. Patrice, 1. Okay. All right. So for startups, normally we do not recommend from the very beginning to open profiles, to create profiles in all the social media. No, you don't need it, for sure. Mostly, first, on the early stages, no, you don't, Patrice, exactly, you don't need to have many. you don't need them. You need to have those ones where you think your target audience will be the most represented. So we discussed with you previously the target client, the profile, and based on this profile, you can imagine if it's a young person, if it's a business person, most probably he will use, for example, LinkedIn, or if it's I don't know, young person who is studying, he might be using Facebook. If it's a Russian-speaking person, he might be using VKontakte, etc., etc. So based on the profile of your client, you can already understand where the person spends more time. Go first of all to these channels, go to these media. Then you can always go further. You can extend. You can create profiles in other media and test and try them. Startup, by the way, yeah, we discussed today also with one of our startups. Startups should always remember about lean. The lean methodology. I don't know if you heard about it. It says about testing, about hypothesis, making the hypothesis and testing it. So make a hypothesis that your profile will, your business will be popular in this media. Go to it and try it. But first, for sure, you need to do some analysis. Don't go just like pick any randomly. Try to connect it with the profile of your client. So first of all, we look at the person who will be reading your content, and then we create the page in this media. Normally, well, of course, it all depends on the case, but to many startups, to many digital startups, we recommend having profile at least in Facebook, in LinkedIn, if it's connected somehow with business, in Google Plus, I will explain to you right now, just in a second, why it's important. And if it's Russian speaking, VKontakte would be also very, very good, because in VKontakte, many people are saying, no, it's not really effective channel, or there are only youngsters or school people there. No, not at all. There are lots of businesses there already. There are lots of people who are able to pay. There are lots of companies, etc., etc. So Google Plus, just briefly, I would like to stop on this medium. Though Google Plus, it's not that popular as like Facebook and other medias, but it is very important to have a profile and to regularly post there, because even if you have your own blog and somebody is doing search based on the keywords in search engine, especially in Google, exactly in Google, the content from Google will come first because it's supported by Google. So, for example, you are selling, I don't know, healthy courses of meditation, for example, and you are creating regularly the content both in your blog and in other social media and in Google Plus. It might be the following, that when a person is looking for some information about some healthy lifestyle course or some advice, he might first get the results from Google Plus, and then already somewhere next your blog. So the ranging of this panel is a bit higher than your blog might be your blog. Okay, let me give you some examples of some of these social media, because when once again, each of them is very specific, and you need to analyze how to work with each of them. When we are helping startups to start their activities online, we help with each particular social media. We explain how to make posts if it's necessary, or we follow this the steps which will provide the most effect in this or that website. So Facebook. On Facebook, it's just examples of some profiles, or basically, by the way, about food. Yes, just connected with the food. We probably heard about brand Innocent. They are creating a natural, healthy juices. This is how their page in Facebook looks like. Just their product. Yes, just their logo and just their product. Nutella, also a food company, they created a bit different approach. They have a different approach, so they are using funny picture on their Facebook. It is up to you which style you would choose, but you need to choose those visuals that will present and that will be associated with your brand. That looking at this picture, your client will understand, oh, this is these guys. Okay, here in Innocent, it's easy to recognize, right? Here in Nutella, they have this box of Nutella that everyone knows, and then it's just you can see this smile, and what is the emotion? You want to smile a bit more. And how you can make the post on Facebook. Also, there should be different type of posts. You should give some informative posts, right? Just to share some tips, how to do something, how to create, how to be ready for trademark protection, etc. And you can also create some entertaining posts. So here, well, yes, one post is actually in Russian, but you can see just as an example that we did on InnMind recently. We launched such a rubric, we call it, as jokes. So we give some funny stories. And in order to make it easier to perceive, we just make the whole joke on the picture. So you have this visual, and you can easily perceive, easily read this joke, and you don't even have to open the whole post. The second example is the post from Airbnb. They have quite an interesting initiative. They are actually, it's not their post, it's the post of their users. So if you see there, like with the small letters, it was a post from Instagram, and they decided to share it on their other social media profiles, and it has pretty good reach, because there are about 7,000 likes to this picture. Okay. So this is Facebook, and you can see here in the chat also the link to our Facebook page. You can go to, you can click it and take a look what we are doing. Here is our Twitter, example of the post in Twitter. So the specifics of Twitter is that it is shorter, so you should give a really catchy phrase. You cannot write a lot, right? You cannot write a lot like in some other medias, and you should catch attention fast. And in Twitter, you can use both, basically. In Twitter and Facebook, you can use these hashtags. In Twitter, we also often address to some people, because sometimes they are asking, for example, to share some content. Very nice idea also to post. And sometimes if you have some partner on your Twitter, you can ask to share some relevant and valuable and useful posts. Instagram. It is something, I would say, not discovered by many startups, but it is very effective. And recently we hear more and more cases when Instagram is becoming a great source of really high quality traffic. by that is that many people who come from Instagram, they are further buying something from the startup. So Instagram is something easy for people to use. It's like visual, you know, you're just scrolling down, you're looking at the picture, you're relaxing. I guess many of you probably have Instagram profile, your own profile, so you know what it means. Sometimes you can just sit there for hours. And like this, the client is also sitting there just looking at the post of the of his friends, of her friends, and then suddenly finds your interesting post. Some startups believe that Instagram is only for some product that can be visualized. Yes, it is partially true, but sometimes you cannot even expect how many opportunities Instagram can give you. Even if your business is not visual, we have lots of info partners who are having great Instagram profiles. So they're just sharing useful articles. It is also possible. There is no practically like no limitation to post on Instagram. So you can write a long post, maybe not the whole article because it will be difficult to read, but really some posts which will give you lots of valuable information again. But of course on Instagram your visuals, your pictures should be high quality, because this is the most important thing in Instagram. So whatever visual you're posting, it should be high quality. It should be a very, very good visual. Okay, so just summarizing the social media activity. You can, you don't have to, once again answering the question, you don't have to go to all the social media channels. First, if you especially if you're starting, you need to concentrate on 1, 2, maximum 3, and create your presence there. Create your profiles. Start posting there regularly. So social media likes regularity. Further, it depends on the media, because for Facebook, it's better not to post more than 2-3 times per day. Otherwise, it is perceived as spam. For Twitter, you can post faster. You can post more often, because Twitter has a smaller life of your post. Let's say life, because if you post, you can see, like, if you have lots of people, subscribers, your post will be I don't know, will be difficult to find after already 20 minutes. So in Twitter you can post a bit more. In Instagram, it also depends on the on your content. Sometimes you can post once per day, or you can post a couple of times per day, so it also depends. We normally, when we speak about marketing for each particular case with each particular startup, we give the idea how many times per week, per day startups should post in this or that media. Size of the message, yes, in some media there is a limitation. In Facebook there is no limitation, but you should also know that sometimes shorter messages will be more catchy, right? So there is also this balance between writing a lot and writing maybe less but more more concentrated content. Hashtags, so how you're putting hashtags and how you're tagging other people depends on the social media, whether you have this possibility or not. Then links, visuals, and video. So as I said previously, in Instagram, visuals have a very important role. In Twitter, I would also say that visuals are important. In some media, you can post links, in some you cannot. Like, once again, Instagram, you cannot post links, only in your profile description. And here it's also quite interesting thing because, for example, Facebook, you can create different types of content, right? You can post a link, you can post just a picture, you can post directly an infographic, or you can post a video. And depending on the type, on the format of your post, the coverage will also differ. So what we discovered about Facebook is that pictures normally get higher reach rather than links. And videos have even higher than pictures. So like this, you can adapt your strategy. You can adapt what type of posts you're publishing. And here about social media, the last point that I wanted to make, there are lots of small details, yes, lots of small ideas that you will need to know further on the next stages. After you already create the profile, after you start regularly update it, after you start sharing information, you start delivering some valuable content, there are some more and more details that you can ask us about in our chat here, or you can write to us on support, or you can address to our marketing team. We will help you with that. And what is important here is that every action that you are doing on social media or other sources, you need to analyze. You need to analyze the effect. You need to analyze the result. Either it is Google Analytics, or it is Yandex Metrics, or any other tool. You need you need to analyze. You have to analyze. Don't forget about this very important stage. So now, can you please put a plus who is already analyzing? Those people who have websites. Are you analyzing your traffic? Are you analyzing how many people come to your website on a daily basis? How many people come to you from social media? Plus, plus, plus. Anastasia, great. Great. Because these things, you can sometimes do a lot and it does not have any result. But some small movements, some small actions might bring you really great result. In the beginning, also sharing you our personal experience, in the very beginning we were not so aware of, we knew about analytics, but we didn't know really about the value of it. So sometimes we were doing some activities, like we were writing a long analytical publication, then posting it everywhere and seeing the result, but we did not really know where this result came from. Either it's one channel or another channel, or the combination of these channels. This is very important. It will give you understanding of what works, where you should spend your time and resource and effort, and where you should not. By the way, I can share with you one interesting case also. When we were starting, we also had a blog in one Russian-speaking website. And in the beginning, we could feel the traffic, really like amazing traffic coming from this website. We were so amazed. We started posting regularly, and I don't know, maybe not every day, but like twice per week, 3 times per week, we were posting, being active. And then only after some time, we decided to take a look. Okay, how much did we get? How many people came through this website? And we realized that after some time, in the beginning it was like really a peak, it was a boom, and then it was reducing, and in the end our activities became like almost zero. They had zero effect. I don't know what is the connection, so we started discussing with different partners, with different colleagues, and they saw the similar effect from this website. Probably there was something changed with the website, but in the end we understood that we should not spend our time on this. It's good that we didn't spend our money, but also time is very important for a startup. So Patrice, we have Google Analytics, but don't really have time to check and use it regularly. Some time ago, also a couple of months ago, I read a report, analytical report, that was saying that the most useful marketing specialist with the highest results check analytics 3 times and more per week. So after that, we realized that, okay, it's really good. After that, actually, we realized that we're doing everything correctly, because by that time we were doing that. We were checking maybe every second, every third day the results. It is better to know what actions bringing which result. Okay, and maybe lots of you heard about some other sources of traffic. I'll just briefly give you some of the websites where you can also post your content, but being very careful and learning in advance the rules, because each of these websites, each of these platforms, they have their own rules which you need to follow. Otherwise, it will not have any effect, and maybe it will have even negative effect. So the first one is Reddit. Very huge community, and they have discussion on numerous topics. So practically every question can be found, every answer can be found in Reddit. But be careful, because there you should not post more than 10% of your personal, of your, let's say, advertising. So if you do 10 posts on Reddit, 9 should be just general or some useful for those people. Like, for example, you're sharing your experience, you are writing about something, and only in 1 out of 10 you can give the link to your blog. So it is time consuming, but it is worth it. Really, it is worth it if you're doing it correctly. So Reddit is a great source of traffic. Further, Triber. Oh, okay, I didn't include Quora. Yes, Quora is here. So Quora is the service of questions and answers. On Quora, different people, entrepreneurs, you can see here, these are basically, as I understand, my interest here on this print screen. Some journalists, startup design, education, and books. You can also subscribe for some particular interest. They will send you questions, and you can answer them. Like that, you grow your own visibility. You as a founder, you as a startup owner, you as a marketing specialist, you build your visibility, you build your brand as well. You show that you're an expert in what you're doing. You show that you're an expert in legal business. You show that you're able to provide the service. You show that you know what you are doing. People are coming from these posts. So they will see that, for example, when I post some answers, depending on the topic, I might try that marketing special at InnMind. And when they see some useful information, they will come to InnMind. Or maybe I write that I'm co-founder of InnMind, the platform to find investment. And startups who are searching on investment, they might want to check it. So people are coming, really interested people are coming from Quora. So it's really quality traffic which is coming. And coming back to Triber, this is something that not so many people know about, but just write it down. I would recommend to find out more about it. This is a community where you can also share your content. You can add some people who can share in your group. So you're creating some groups on Triber, and then these people will be able to repost your content. So as soon as you grow your image, your reputation on this website, your reach will grow and grow and grow. So, for example, here, just we are proud of our reach. Now we have 554,000 people who see our posts through Triber. So who can come to our website through different different sources. So this we reached by also posting regularly, by being active on this website. Technologies. So some other technologies that will help you to spend your time more effectively, that will help you to automate your efforts and to make them more effective. So I will give you now just a few tools, and I will ask you to share more tools in the chat, because it is always useful for everyone to know a bit more tools that startups, that marketing specialists can use. So first of all, content. For Russian-speaking people, we recommend using GloveRed, which will help to create your content, which will help to find words that are not necessary, words that you should exclude from your article, from your publication. In English, there is this similar tool which is called Hemingway. So the next thing that we are sharing with you is Canva, canva.com. This is the tool that will help you to create visuals for your blog, visuals for your posts. Really amazing tool. This is very, very user-friendly. It will help you to create any type of pictures, any size. You can choose the size. You can upload your own pictures, photos, and just do whatever you want. You can add some elements to this. You can add some text. You can find what is very useful in Canva, because it was created by designers. So you can find some useful ideas how to make a good picture. Personally, we use it a lot. Content marketer. So this is also for some ideas about popular content in your field. You can search there. About social media. So social media. If you have more than one profile in more than one social media, it might be sometimes quite time consuming to go to one social media to post there, to go to another one, to go to third one. So you can use such tools, such instruments as Buffer and Hotsuite, and for Russian speaking people it's Kuku. This will help you to distribute your content. For example, you can prepare a post and you can schedule it, and it will be posted later on. Now, on some social media, there is this kind of service. For example, on Facebook, you just can go directly to Facebook and schedule the post, not leaving the website. But for some social media, there is no such option, so you can easily use these things. Sneaply. Sneaply will help you to also add traffic to your website. So how I was using previously Sneaply. If I find some useful article on some other website that I want to share, I'm sharing it with a small note on the bottom of the page, recommending some similar readings on InnMind. Because people who find this article interesting, they might find some articles, some relevant articles on InnMind also useful, helpful, practical. This will help you to do that, to create a small box with a link to your website. Email. So I haven't spoken before much about email, but here are the services that will help you to deal with that. How many of you here have already subscribers database? How many of you have already collected the email addresses of people, of your clients? Can you please write one? Those people who already have some database of subscribers, who are sending some newsletters. We have over 500 subscribers. Okay, perfect. So this is very good to engage your clients to so that they stay with you, even if you only have website and you still have not finished the development of your product. 5,000, very good. This is good, yeah. So it is very useful to collect email addresses, but don't use them in a bad way. What I mean in bad way, don't send them spam. Use your subscribers only useful content, only content that will create value, that will be valuable, interesting, and new for them. In this, the following instruments will help you. MailChimp, also probably this tool is something where you can add the emails and create interesting and nice emails and send them through MailChimp. By the way, today you received all your invitations to this webinar through MailChimp. Patrice, how you can get them? So to get emails, you need to get some system to make a pop-up, for example, or to make a subscription form on your web page if you have already one. It's quite easy. You also have different tools. For example, what we are using Carrot Quest. As far as I know right now, it is Russian speaking only, but they are planning to also launch their English version. So this is CRM system, and together with email system to send emails and to collect emails. So through this tool, through this instrument, we created a pop-up where we promise to share only useful articles to the users, and like this we collect the email addresses, and further, of course, we should follow our promises, so we share normally the most useful content with our subscribers. Intercom is very similar to Carrot Quest, but it's English speaking, so it's for English speaking people, so you can check it out. Analytics, as I further, yeah, you're welcome. So as I previously discussed with you, it's very important. So we are using both Google Analytics and Yandex Metrics. You can use both, or you can use one of them. Actually, we're using also some other analytics as well. Just, yeah, we like to analyze. We like to use different sources to verify what is correct, what is not correct. But normally one is already like enough. One should be enough. Okay, just to, because we are running out of time, I will be brief here about search engine optimization. These are the tools, these are the instruments and methods that will help you to be higher in ranking in search engines. So when the client is searching for something in Google or in Yahoo or in Yandex or in any other search engine, he'll be able to see your website higher in the proposed answers. What we discussed today about content, this will contribute a lot to your search engine optimization. So if you start with that, you already will do a great job for your search engine optimization, for your SEO. Other things that you should know about. So I'm not going into technical details. I'm not going to describe today how to create semantic things in your for your SEO, but just basic things for bloggers, for those people who write content, for marketers. Okay, create new content. Very important thing, if you promise something in the heading, if you promise something in the introduction, make sure that your article responds to this, so that people who come to your publication because of the title, they are not disappointed, they find the relevant information. Nowadays, the mechanism of search engines understand if the content is relevant, if the content is corresponding the heading or not. Very important thing. Content should correspond. So whatever you're creating in your heading, it should reflect things that you're writing about. Write meta description. So meta description, I will show on the next slide what it is, just to give you an idea. Yes, this you should spend some time on that, but it is also quite important. Put one H1 tag. So normally in lots of blogs, you have the opportunity to put the headline. Headline 1, headline 2, headline 3. So don't use more than headline 1 in one publication. Because search engine will analyze them in priority, will analyze the keywords in this heading. And if you don't have any, it is not good. If you have too many, it is also not good, because they also, search engines can understand that it's kind of spam or something like this. So it's not really relevant. Next point, check that all the links that you are referring to are working, because if you, for example, refer to some website and the link is not working, it will also be lowering your status in search engines. Optimize URL. Long URLs, long links do not really work so as nicely as shorter URL. But this is already more technical thing. So if you have some technical support, if you have some team of developers, address this question to them. Work with them to optimize URL. Backlinks. This is connected with posting in some external blogs, because the more backlinks you get, the better it is for your website. And it is also important from which website you get backlinks. So if you're getting a backlink from a very, very popular and website with a good reputation, then your website position ranking just grows significantly. This is one of the strongest instruments, I would say powerful instruments that you can use. Now, meta description is something that we see here. So I'm just showing with the cursor. Here you can see this is meta description, how it is reflected, how you can see it in search engine. The text that the client will see the first, yes, when he types his request in search engine. So try to make it catchy, relevant, because if you are promising something and you are not delivering, people will just leave your website. So of course here we're speaking about something that is true, that is not, that is about you, right? That you are delivering. Okay, these are some basics about SEO. Can you please write plus who already did something of these steps from SEO? Either creating content or optimizing URL or writing meta description. Write plus if you already did something, and write minus if you never even thought about that. So I don't see any responses. So I consider that this information is quite new. Plus minus. Okay, so some of you, I knew that stuff. Okay. Carlos, have you used that things, or you just knew and you never used them? Because knowing sometimes doesn't mean implementing. Once again, SEO is a very, very big topic. It is, okay. You write your own HTML. Okay, perfect. So SEO is a big topic and it includes lots of different areas. But here I'm just speaking from the point of view of marketing person, what you should know, like the basic of the basics. Okay, if you don't have any Are there any questions until now? Okay, so this is the end of my presentation. I would like to thank you for your attention, and now you can ask questions. You can ask questions about everything that we discussed today, or maybe we did not cover, and I will try to answer your questions now, or maybe already in a personal conversation. So please, so we discussed today social media. Now you might know a bit more things what you should consider when posting in social media, when creating your profile. We discussed today, just briefly, I gave you some idea about SEO. We discussed today how to start, what to start with, how to define your target audience, how to position your product, your service in the mind of the client. Patrice, what social media is the most effective for promotion of product for small business? So today I spoke about like most popular social media that might be used both for individuals and for for small businesses. So all these social medias can be used, but further you need to consider your target audience, where they are. You need to consider the type of the product that you are making and that you are delivering. The idea, this is something that you should, I cannot tell you directly, like, okay, go and use this and this and this. It's case on case. When we give consultations, when we give marketing consultations to startup, we normally analyze each case, and we help to create the list of media where the product will be, where the product should be presented, where the company should have the profile. But like this, we cannot say directly. Depends on the industry. Yes, Vladimir, Canva is very great instrument. We also agree with that. And your question about Medium, no, it should not be approved by editors. You just can't publish on Medium without any approval. Best traffic generation sources. Steve, here it also depends on the approach you have. For us, yes, for example, I can say about some social media. LinkedIn generates very quality traffic. So people who come from LinkedIn, they stay longer normally, according to our analysis. Reddit is very effective, and this is a very good traffic generation source. But as I said, it requires some effort. You need to post them on a regular basis. So each source will once again depend on the effort that you are giving and the results that you are receiving. Some sources, like normally we use Facebook, I think the most. Facebook and Twitter. Yeah, by the way, Twitter, we also, this is our one of our achievements. We reached more than 1,500 users, followers, within just a couple of months. So this is something that we are proud of. And Twitter, yes, it generates quite a nice traffic as well. So depending on your needs. I would like to, okay, any other questions? Carlos, what about online version newspapers? Can I get them to write about me? Yes, of course, you can get to them, but just be aware that lots of websites, lots of newspapers, they ask to pay for that to be published. So you need to understand here this, that if you have budget or not, you need to be ready for that. Yes, we would like to invite everyone to InnMind, register your profiles, register tell us about your business, share the needs of your business, make publications. We will help if the content is good quality. We will help you to distribute this content. Of course, we value everything that is well written, that is useful. If you have questions, further questions about marketing, you can ask our marketing team. Please, Nelly, Natalia, send the link to the page with our marketing services, because all these things that you saw today, they are pretty easy, right? So we all use social media, that's easy. But sometimes, I guess, as we are entrepreneurs, as we are business people, we don't have enough time to implement everything regularly. So social media likes regularity. So if you don't have time resource on that, you can address to us. Our team will help you. Our team will create the strategy for you. Basically we'll do everything that I described today and even more, because we are creating some additional channels. We are also helping to be present in different listings, according to your area, according to your sphere of business. And here are other problems that we are solving with our marketing. We call it bootstrap marketing because our main advantage is the price. We have very competitive prices. It's much lower than many other service providers, many other agencies. And why they're low? Because we know that startups sometimes are struggling with low amount of resources. We were like this also. We know what it means. We are a startup ourselves, and we went through this path from 0 to more than 2,000 users without any special budget. Okay, so once again, so here you can see the link, and you can come for a free consultation. So we give one session for free. We can analyze your case in particular. We will help you with some advice. And further, if you're interested, we can work, we can collaborate with you, we can provide you the service ourselves. Are there any more questions? I see that there are no more questions. So you will get the video. You will get the video record of this webinar, and you will be able to look once again through the slides that I prepared for you today. They're like steps, so that you don't forget what to start with. And one more thing. Now you got a list of tools that you can use already now, that you can start using even without any specific experience in marketing. So please go and do it now. This is the most important thing, that many people know things, but they don't implement them. So here we are. Please go, maybe now, maybe tomorrow, but better now. Start using everything that you learned today. Create profiles in social media, or make Google Analytics, or start writing great content, or look through your blog. If you already write some content, look through your blog, analyze it, think what you are doing right, headlines, titles, visuals, if you have call to action, if your client is staying on the website, or if he's leaving very soon. So try to do something already within first 2 days. Okay, there'll be a bonus, Steve. Yes. You will have the video, and you will have also a calendar of how to post, calendar of posts on social media. Okay, so thank you all for your attention. Thank you all for your time. We're finishing here, and if you have further questions, you can always address to us on our support email. So support email is here. Okay, have a good evening and goodbye.